In the middle of the company meeting, the new male assistant suddenly stood up, he cleared his throat and said to me, "Mr. Zhang, you've been fired, you can pack your things and leave today." The room fell completely silent. I wasn't in a hurry. I picked up my teacup, took a sip, and turned to look at my wife sitting in the seat of honor. Your male assistant is really something. Daring to fire the chairman right in front of the CEO, the wife's expression changed, the male assistant was still stubborn. "This is Mr. Lin's instruction." The wife slammed the table hard. "When did I ever say that?" He panicked. I smiled. "Mr. Zhang, you've been fired, you can pack your things and leave today." Sun Hao stood up, his suit buttoned neatly, chin raised. There were more than 20 people in the conference room, and no one dared to breathe. I set down the teacup. "Say that again, Zhang Ming, do you not understand?" Sun Hao pushed a document over. "You violated company rules, were absent from your post for an extended period, and President Lin has signed off on your dismissal. You're leaving today." I didn't read the file. I turned my head and looked toward the seat of honor. Zhou Qing was sitting there, wearing light makeup, and her earrings swayed slightly. "Wife," I shouted. The entire conference room erupted with a hum. The pen in CFO Lao Wang's hand dropped onto the table. "Your male assistant really has guts, daring to fire the chairman right in front of the CEO." Zhou Qing's expression changed, her lips moved, but no sound came out. Sun Hao still hadn't reacted and kept insisting stubbornly, "This is President Lin's, President Zhou's Yisa. I never said that." Zhou Qing slammed the table suddenly, and the water in the teacup splashed out. "Sun Hao, what are you talking about?" Sun Hao froze. He turned his head to look at Zhou Qing, then at me, his Adam's apple bobbing up and down. "Zhou, President Zhou, didn't you ask me last week to prepare?" "I asked you to prepare." "What?" Zhou Qing stood up, her voice trembling. "I asked you to fire my husband." Someone in the conference room drew in a sharp breath. Lao Wang had his head down, his shoulders shaking as he tried to hold back a laugh. I picked up my teacup and took another sip. The tea had gotten a little cold. "Sun Hao." I called his name. His body stiffened slightly. "Sit down." He didn't sit down. I said, "Sit down." With his backside touching the chair, he slowly lowered himself onto it. His legs were shaking. "Mr. Zhou." I looked at Zhou Qing. "How long has this assistant been on the job?" 2 months. 2 months, and he's already got quite the nerve. I'll fire him right now." Zhou Qing gritted his teeth. "Sun Hao, get the hell out of here. Don't rush." I raised my hand. "Let's finish today's meeting first." Old Wang. "Hey, Mr. Zhang." Old Wang quickly replied, "Read me the report from last month." Old Wang flipped through the file, glancing at Sun Hao from the corner of his eye. Sun Hao's face turned pale. I didn't look at him. I stared at Zhou Qing. Zhou Qing's hands were clenched under the table, her knuckles straining. She didn't dare to look at me. I smiled. "Go ahead and read it." Old Wang cleared his throat and began reading out the numbers. Sun Hao sat there, frozen in place, unable to move. The meeting lasted 40 minutes. I didn't say a word. The meeting ended, and everyone left. 3 people remained in the conference room. I, Zhou Qing, Sun Hao, "Get out." I said to Sun Hao. Sun Hao stood up and left. "Wait," he stopped. "Leave the file." He put the termination notice on the table, almost throwing it. The door closed. Zhou Qing sat there, her hands still shaking. "Honey, I didn't know he, believe me, Zhang Ming, say something." I picked up that document. There was indeed a signature at the bottom, the 2 characters, Zhou Qing. I folded the document and put it in my pocket. "We'll talk about it when I get home tonight." I stood up. When I reached the doorway, I turned back. "Where do you usually keep this seal?" All the color drained from Zhou Qing's face. 02, put it in the safe. Zhou Qing bit her lip. "Only I know the password." I pushed the door open and went out. Sun Hao was still in the hallway. He was standing against the wall, his hands shaking. When he saw me, he shouted, "Mr. Zhang, call me Chairman Zhang." "Chairman Zhang." I misunderstood. I thought, "What did you think?" He said nothing. Thought I was some freeloading stay-at-home husband with nothing to do. Sun Hao's face flushed red. "Did you really think the things Zhou General usually says to you are true?" He suddenly looked up. I didn't. Enough. I pulled the document out of my pocket and handed it to him. "Rip it yourself." He took it, his hand trembling so much that it took 3 tries before he tore it open. "Chairman Zhang, I really, don't come in tomorrow." "Huh. Write your own resignation letter and email it to me before midnight tonight." "Yes." I took 2 steps and turned back. "By the way, here, what was the name of that restaurant where you had dinner with President Zhou last week?" Sun Hao's gaze sharpened. "I haven't had dinner with President Zhou." "Oh." I smiled. It seems I was mistaken. I turned and walked away. Behind me, Sun Hao leaned against the wall, not moving for a long time. The car drove into the underground parking lot. I didn't get out of the car. My phone rang. It was Mom. "Minger, are you coming home for dinner tonight?" "Mom, I won't be back tonight." "What about Zhou Qing? She has something to do. Did you 2 fight again?" "No, don't lie to me." Mom sighed on the other end. "I've watched Zhou Qing grow up. If she's done anything wrong, tell me, Mom, it's nothing. Hung up the phone, I opened my contacts and scrolled to a number, old Zhou, my dad. I didn't call. Zhou Qing was personally raised and groomed by his father-in-law, Zhou Genoa. The company is the Zhou family's foundation, and I've been alive in son-in-law for 5 years. The title of chairman was given to me by Zhou Genoa. You run it, and Qinger will feel at ease. I've remembered these words from my father-in-law to this day, but the reason I'm making this call now is to report my own daughter. I tossed my phone onto the front passenger seat, I started the car and drove home. The lights are on at home. Zhou Qing arrived before me. She was in the kitchen, heard the door open, and ran out. Honey, I changed my shoes and walked into the living room. I made the braised pork you like. You sit down, I'll serve the rice. Zhou Qing, she stopped. Sit down. She sat down opposite me. Hands on your knees, rub them together. That seal, was it Sun Hao who secretly stamped it? She said nothing, or was it at your instruction? Zhou Qing, I didn't ask him to fire you. Her eyes were red. I really didn't. Then what was it? I asked him to prepare a job reassignment notice. To where? A branch office. The branch office is in the northwest. You want to send me away? She said nothing, and tears fell down. Zhou Qing, I didn't want a divorce. She looked up. I just wanted, we've been arguing all the time lately, and I wanted both of us to calm down, and send me 3,000 kilometers away. She cried. I didn't move. Don't waste the braised pork. I got up and went to the kitchen to serve some rice. Halfway there, I turned back. Your assistant is named Sun Hao, right? You mentioned it to me once before. I remember you said he had just graduated, had no experience, and that you hired him casually. Zhou Qing's body trembled. Yes, less than 2 months in, and he dared to fire the chairman in front of more than 20 people. Zhou Qing, the people you hired at random sure have some nerve. She didn't respond. I served myself rice and sat back down. I ate 2 bites. I'll sleep in the study tomorrow. She suddenly looked up. Honey, let's leave it at that for now. 03, at 2. In the morning, I woke up. The spot next to me was empty. I got out of bed and went to the living room. Zhou Qing sat on the sofa, staring at her phone. The screen was lit up. Hearing a noise, she quickly flipped her phone over. Can't sleep? Me too. I sat down beside her. Let me see your phone. Zhou Qing, honey, don't be like that. In what way? You don't believe me. If I believe you now, tomorrow you'll send me off to the northwest. She remained silent. Phone. She slowly handed me the phone. The screen was already black. I tapped it open. It asked for a password. She recited a string of numbers. I entered them. Wrong. Zhou Qing, real password. She bit her lip and reported another string. This time it opened. WeChat. I scrolled to Sun Hao. The chat history is empty, clean and tidy. The latest message, sent this afternoon. Mr. Zhou, the documents have been prepared as per your request. I stared at those words. Have you cleared it? No. Zhou Qing, really? No. I opened her call log. Sun Hao's name appeared 7 times in calls today. The earliest one was at 1:20 a.m. 20 minutes ago. Calling you at 1:20 a.m. to talk about work. Zhou Qing's face turned pale. He panicked and called me. How long did he call? I'll look it up myself. 22 minutes. Zhou Qing, you talked about work for 22 minutes with your subordinate at 1 a.m. Honey, I'm asking you. I put my phone on the coffee table. Who recommended Sun Hao? Human Resources. Zhou Qing, I asked Lao Wang to check this afternoon. She looked up. Sun Hao's resume was forwarded from your private email to HR. Her hands began to shake. Zhou Qing, explain yourself. He was introduced to me by a friend. Which friend? Su Man, Zhou Qing's college classmate, the one who's been divorced twice. I remember this person. Honey, I really didn't. I'm not asking you anything else. I stand up. I'm going to sleep. Husband. She stands up from the sofa and pulls my sleeve. Tomorrow I'll make him get lost. I'll make him pay. Zhou Qing, you're more anxious than he is. She froze. He was fired. What can he compensate for? He's just an assistant. What could he possibly compensate for? Why are you in such a hurry? She let go of her hand. I walked back to the study and closed the door. It was 4 in the morning, and I hadn't slept. I turned on my computer and logged into the company's internal network. I have the highest level of access. Zhou Qing doesn't know about this. She thinks my position as chairman is just a title. I pulled up Sun Hao's employment file. Resume photo, 26 years old, master's degree, returned from overseas. His background is overly impressive. I opened the background check report. The report showed that everything was normal. The person in charge of the background check was deputy manager of the HR department, Lu Zhenghua. Lu Zhenghua is Zhou Qing's cousin. I smiled slightly. I pulled up Zhou Qing's schedule for the past 2 months again, overtime records, business trip records. In the overtime records, there are 11 instances where I worked together with Sun Hao. The latest one ended at 3 a.m. When I clocked out, there were 2 business trips to the same city, but different hotels, located 800 meters apart. I wrote these down one by one. At dawn, I did 3 things. First, I sent Old Wang a message. This morning, pull out all the contracts Sun Hao has handled over the past 2 months and give them to me. Second, I blocked Su Man. Third, I sent my father-in-law, Zhou Zhenhua, a text message. Dad, are you free this weekend? I'd like to have a meal with you alone. After sending the text, I closed my laptop. It was daylight. The bedroom door was slightly ajar. Zhou Qing stood outside, her face pale. She must have stayed awake all night. Honey, breakfast, I'm going out to eat. Zhou Qing. Over the weekend, I had a meal with my dad. She steadied herself by holding onto the doorframe. What did you say to my dad? I picked up my coat, walk up to her. Tell me about the reassignment notice you prepared for me. She said nothing. She stepped aside. 04 at noon on Saturday. I met my father-in-law at a private kitchen in the eastern part of the city, private room. Just the 2 of us. Zhou Zhenhua is 62, with graying hair and bright eyes. He sat down and poured tea for me first. You asked me to dinner. Is there something on your mind? Dad, please eat. First, eat what? Just say it. I pushed my phone toward him. On the screen was a scanned copy of the termination notice. My father-in-law put on his reading glasses and looked at it for 10 seconds, then he put the phone down. Did Qing stamp it? She had that assistant fire you. She said it was a transfer, but Sun Hao changed it to termination himself. Change it yourself. Father-in-law picked up the teacup but did not drink. Here, you believe her. I didn't. Speak. My father-in-law smiled. You don't believe me, Dad. Speak. I looked into Sun Hao's employment records. The background check was signed by Lu Zhenghua. Father-in-law's fingers tapped on the table. That kid Zhenghua. Did Qing ask him to do it? The resume was sent to me from Zhou Qing's personal email. The father-in-law fell silent for a moment. What else did you find? Overtime records, business trip records. Get to the point. Within 2 months, he worked overtime alone 11 times, went on business trips twice, stayed at different hotels in the same city, 800 meters apart. The private room was quiet. His father-in-law picked up the tea and drank it all in one go. Here, what do you want to do? I want to hear your opinion. My opinion. My father-in-law stared at me. My point is, you're my son-in-law. It's been 5 years, and I've never treated you like an outsider. Qing is my daughter, and I have to protect her too. I understand. What do you know? Father-in-law waved his hand. I haven't finished speaking. Please go on. If Qing really did something to wrong you. He paused. I'll deal with her myself. I said nothing. Keep checking, keep going. The father-in-law pushed the phone back. Once you've got it clear, put the evidence on my desk. That assistant, I'll handle it. Zhou Qing seal. I brought it back. My father-in-law nodded. There's one more thing. I said, speak. That chairman position. I want to make a move. My father-in-law raised his eyes. How should I act? I want to take back some control. My father-in-law stared at me for 10 seconds. He smiled. You should have put it away earlier. Dad, I've been married into this family for 5 years, and you gave me this position, but I've never really touched it. I know. I thought it would be enough as long as Zhou Qing was happy. Now I have to touch it. My father-in-law patted the back of my hand. You go ahead, I'll support you. At 3 in the afternoon, I came out of the private kitchen restaurant. The phone rang. Lao Wang, Chairman Zhang. I've brought out all the contracts handled by Sun Hao. Any problem? There are 3 items. The amounts aren't large, but the payee is the same consulting company. What's the background of the consulting company? The legal representative is Su Man. I laughed. Old Wang, here. Make 2 copies of these 3 contracts, one for me, and one for Chief Advisor Zhou Zhenhua's office. Got it. By the way, have you received Sun Hao's resignation letter? Received it on Thursday evening. We're going through the process, but his salary is on hold for now. They said an audit is required. Okay. I hung up the phone. I didn't go home. I drove my car to the company. On the weekend, the office building is empty. I go up to the 9th floor and enter the chairman's office. I have used this office only a few times in the past 5 years. There is dust on the desk. I sat down. I opened the drawer at the very back. There was a file folder. My father-in-law gave it to me 5 years ago. Inside are the company's full bylaws, detailed powers of the chairman, and a special authorization. Zhou Zhenhua authorized me to veto any decision made by the president. If necessary, Zhou Qing is unaware of this authorization. I have never used it. I have to use it today. 05 on Sunday night. I went home. Zhou Qing was waiting in the living room. She was wearing loungewear, her hair tied up loosely. The table was set. With food, honey, let's eat, I sit down, she serves me soup. What did your dad say to you? He didn't say much. Was he angry, more or less? Zhou Qing's hand shook, and the soup spilled onto the table. Honey, let me tell you, eat first. We ate for 20 minutes, not a word was spoken. After finishing, she cleared the bowls. I went to the balcony to smoke. I haven't smoked in 5 years. The cigarettes were bought at the convenience store in the afternoon, halfway through smoking. Zhou Qing came out. You've been smoking, when did it start? Today. She said nothing. She stood beside me. The wind blew, and she wrapped her arms around herself. Honey, I don't have anything going on with Sun Hao. Don't not believe me. Do you only know how to say him? I crushed out the cigarette. Zhou Qing, here. You asked Sun how to prepare the transfer notice. Which day was that? The Wednesday before last. On the evening of the Wednesday before last. You told me you were on a business trip to Suzhou. Yeah, I called you that day, but you didn't answer. I was in a meeting, until 1 in the morning. She didn't say anything. Zhou Qing, you didn't go to Suzhou that day. She jerked her head up. I had someone check the hotel. The room you booked was in the city, at the Kempinski. Sun Hao was also at the Kempinski that day. The room next door, in the private room. No, the wind was stronger on the balcony. Zhou Qing's tears fell. Honey, we didn't, you didn't what? We were just talking about work. Something happened at his house that day, and I was keeping him company. Booked 2 rooms at the hotel to discuss work with him. Yes, Zhou Qing. I looked at her. You're lying. Not even bothering to draft your words. She cried. I didn't move. She cried for 5 minutes. She looked up. What do you want? I don't want anything. Then why are you looking into all this? I'm looking into it because someone wants to. Send me to the northwest, Zhou Qing. If you don't take action, I won't investigate. She fell silent. I turned and walked back to the living room. She stood on the balcony and didn't come in. At midnight, the doorbell rang. I opened the door. Su Man stood outside, wearing heavy makeup and a trench coat. Zhang Ming, Miss Su, you blocked me. Yes, why? Because you introduced a male assistant to my wife. Su Man smiled. What's wrong with me introducing someone? Come in and talk. I stepped aside. She came in. Zhou Qing rushed over from the balcony. Su Man, what are you doing here? Zhou Qing, calm down. You get out of here. I'm just here to make things clear with Zhang Ming. Su Man sat on the sofa, crossing her legs. Zhang Ming, Sun Hao is my cousin. I introduced him to the company because Zhou Qing asked me to. Su Man. Zhou Qing rushed over. I stopped him. Let her finish. Su Man glanced at Zhou Qing and smiled. Zhou Qing wants to find someone obedient to work under your nose. As for whether she and Sun Hao had anything going on, I don't know, but, Su Man stood up. That transfer notice was Zhou Qing's own idea. She wants you to get out and go to the northwest, so she can be in charge here. Su Man, shut up. Zhou Qing, you owe me that 800,000, transfer it next week. Su Man turned and walked away, reaching the door. She looked back. Zhang Ming, since you helped me back then, I'll give you one warning. Go on. Sun Hao is not Zhou Qing's type. Zhou Qing's type is sitting on your company's board of directors. The door closed. The living room was quiet. Zhou Qing collapsed to the floor. I stood where I was. There were 7 people on the board. I, Zhou Qing, my father-in-law, my father-in-law's old comrade Lao Chen, and 3 others were all brought in by Zhou Qing one after another over the past 2 years. The person Su Man was talking about, I know. 06, I told Zhou Qing to go to bed. First, she refused, kneeling on the ground and tugging at my pant leg. Husband, she's lying. She owes me money and wants to harm me. Zhou Qing, you owe her 800,000. Tell me, where did this 800,000 come from? I lost money in business. What kind of business? Zhou Qing, don't make me investigate. She didn't speak. Go to sleep. I helped her up and pushed her into the bedroom, closed the door. I went back to the study alone, turned on the computer. I logged into the board members list. 7 people, photos, resumes. I'll look at them one by one. Father-in-law, excluded. Old Chen, father-in-law's comrade in arms, 70 years old, excluded. For left, myself, excluded. Zhou Qing, the protagonist. The remaining 2 were men. One was named Zhao Donghai, 52, in real estate, and was brought in by Zhou Qing 2 years ago as a strategic partner. One named Lin Zhe, 38, the youngest on the board, with a financial background, joined last year. I opened Zhao Donghai's file. 3 photos with Zhou Qing, all in business settings. I opened Lin Zhe's profile. Group photos, 7 in total. 2 of them are from a charity gala. I zoomed in on the pictures. The second photo shows Lin Zhe draping a coat over Zhou Qing. His hand rests on Zhou Qing's shoulder for 3 seconds. This is a candid shot, the second frame in a sequence. In the third photo, his hand is still there. I laughed, closed the laptop. On Monday morning, I arrived at the office early. At 7:40, I sat down in the chairman's office. Old Wang arrived at 8 o'clock. Chairman Zhang, Old Wang, have a seat. Old Wang sat down across from me. 3 things, go ahead. First, at 10 this morning, hold an emergency board meeting. Reason, I'm using the chairman's authority to initiate a special audit. Old Wang's eyes lit up. Audit what? Review all projects Zhou Qing has handled over the past 2 years. Focus on the ones related to Lin Zhe. Understood. Second, suspend Sun Hao's resignation process. Suspend, I want him to come back first and cooperate with the investigation. Okay. Third, I placed the special authorization in front of Lao Wang. Old Wang put on his glasses. After finishing, he looked up. Mr. Zhang, have you always had this? So, these 5 years. Fake. Old Wang fell silent for 2 seconds. I give up. Old Wang, here. For the board meeting at 10 today, you take the minutes. Understood. Old Wang stood up to leave. When he reached the door, he turned back. Chairman Zhang, I've followed your father, followed old Master Zhou, for 20 years. Old Master Zhou once said something. What? He said, that kid Zhang Ming had something in his eyes. He was waiting. I didn't understand it back then. Do you understand now? Understood. Lao Wang went out and closed the door. At 9:50, the board members entered one after another. Zhou Qing came in last. She saw me sitting in the seat of honor and froze for a moment. Hubby. The board members all looked over. Mr. Zhou, please have a seat, I said. Zhou Qing slowly sat down to my right. Zhao Donghai sat opposite. Lin Zhe sat beside Zhou Qing. Lin Zhe nodded at me. Chairman Zhang, Chairman Lin, I spoke. Today, we're having an impromptu meeting to discuss one matter. I placed the special authorization document on the table. Zhao Donghai narrowed his eyes. Old Chen sat to my left, holding his tea, motionless, according to the special authorization signed by Mr. Zhou Zhenhua. 5 years ago, I hereby initiate a comprehensive audit of all projects handled by President Zhou Qing, effective immediately. The meeting room immediately erupted in commotion. Zhou Qing's face turned pale. Honey, you, Mr. Zhou, please address each other by title during the meeting. Chairman Zhang, what's your reason? Lin Zhe spoke up. Do you have any objections? Director Lin, no objections. Lin Zhe smiled. It's a procedural issue. I've completed all the procedures. I pushed the second document to the center of the table. Mr. Zhou Zhenhua signed his agreement in person. Lin Zhe's smile froze on his face. Zhao Donghai looked down at the document, his fingers trembling slightly. There's one more thing, I said. Chairman Lin, at the charity dinner on the 23rd of last month, you draped your coat over President Zhou. Lin Zhe's expression changed. What does Mr. Zhang mean? No particular meaning. I picked up my tea. Just a reminder, General Manager Zhou is allergic to wool. Zhou Qing froze beside them. Lin Zhe opened his mouth, but no words came out. Meeting adjourned. I stood up. When I reached the door, I turned back. Mr. Zhou, come with me for a moment. Chairman Lin, Chairman Zhao, please stay. The audit team will be speaking with you shortly. I pushed the door open and stepped out. Behind me, the meeting room fell into a dead silence. 07. I led Zhou Qing into the chairman's office, closed the door. She stood at the doorway, unmoving. Sit. She sat down, placing her hands on her knees. Zhou Qing, how long have you been with Lin Zhe? I didn't do anything with him. Zhou Qing, really, nothing happened. I didn't say anything. I took a USB drive out of the drawer. These are your hotel booking records with Lin Zhe over the past year. She looked up. 6 times at Kempinski, 3 at Peninsula, and twice at Mandarin Oriental. Shall I continue reading? She remained silent. Tears fell down. Husband, I have something to tell you. Go ahead. I'm pregnant. I stared at her. She kept her head down. 2 months. It's yours. I smiled. Zhou Qing, last month during my physical exam, what did the doctor say? Have you forgotten? She looked up. Her face instantly turned deathly pale. After that surgery 6 months ago, I can't have a child for 3 years. Those were the doctor's exact words. 2 months ago, I was still in the recovery period. She didn't speak. Zhou Qing, you played that card wrong, she cried. I was wrong, honey. Don't divorce me. Zhou Qing, I didn't say I wanted a divorce. She looked up. Her eyes were red. Really, She lunged forward. I stepped aside. She found nothing and knelt on the ground. Hubby, Zhou Qing, I didn't say I wanted a divorce because now isn't the right time. What you have with Lin Zhe and whether you moved company funds are 2 separate matters. I didn't move. You owe Suman 800,000. I handle your salary, and that card of yours only gets that little bit of pocket money every month. Where did the 800,000 come from? Lin Zhe lent it to me. Where's the IOU? Zhou Qing, there's no promissory note. That doesn't count as borrowing. She fell silent. Lin Zhe lent you 800,000 yuan, with no promissory note. What hole did you use that 800,000 yuan to fill? I lost it in stock trading. Zhou Qing, when was the last time you Told me the truth, she said nothing. I put the USB drive away. You go home first, starting today, you don't need to come to the company anymore. Husband, President Joe's position will be suspended by the board of directors, it's procedure, go home and wait. She got up from the ground, walking to the door, she turned back. Husband, I'm not pregnant, I know. Get out. She went out, the door closes, I sit on the chair, closing my eyes. At 2 in the afternoon, Lao Wang pushed the door open and came in. Chairman Zhang, Lin Zhe ran away. I opened my eyes, when, at 11:40 in the morning, he left the company and drove to the airport, flying to Hong Kong, departing at 1:00 p.m. I check my watch, 2:05 p.m. He has already landed. What about Zhao Donghai? He's cooperating with the audit team. Old Wang hesitated for a moment. Mr. Zhang, speak. Before Lin Zhe left, he sent something to the media. What is this? Lao Wang handed over his phone. I tapped it open. An article, published just half an hour ago, title, The chairman of a certain group forges authorization, maliciously seizes control, and embezzles 20 million in company funds. I laughed. Lao Wang, here, notify the PR department to suppress the trending topic first, already in progress, notify legal, prepare for lawsuit, got it, also, Notify my father-in-law's office to have the original copy of that special authorization notarized at the notary office tomorrow. Understood, Old Wang is about to leave. Wait, here, 20 million, is Lin Zhe's reported number a coincidence? Old Wang was taken aback for a moment. Old Wang, yes, last month, the company made a payment of 20 million, which project was it for? Old Wang's face changed. Signed by Zhou Qing, funds for establishing the Northwest branch. I smiled. Signed by Zhou Qing. The job transfer notice was prepared by her, the Northwest branch was established by her, and the 20 million yuan was signed off by her. Old Wang, here, she didn't just want to get rid of me, she wanted to send me to jail. 08 Old Wang is gone. I turned on my computer and pulled up the transaction records for the 20 million yuan. The recipient of the funds was a company in northwest China called Long Yuan Real Estate. The legal representative, Sun Hao's father. I couldn't help but laugh. Sun Hao's father is a retired teacher, having such a company under his name. Those who know, I dialed Wang's number. Wang, pull the business registration documents for Long Yuan Real Estate, get them to me today. Okay, hung up the phone. I dialed another number. Father-in-law, Dad, how are things on your end? Lin Zhe has run off. I know, just now, Old Chen told me, he sent the article to the media. I saw it too, Dad, About the 20 million, it was Qing'er who signed it, Ming'er, here, what are you going to do? I want to ask you. The father-in-law remained silent for a moment. Qing'er is my daughter, if she really moved the company's money to that Lin guy, handle it according to the rules. Dad, I said follow the rules. Understood. Hang up the phone. I sat on the chair for 10 minutes, the craving for a cigarette hit me. I went downstairs and headed to the back door of the company. Halfway through smoking, the phone rang. Unknown number. Hello, Mr. Zhang. Lin Zhe's voice. Director Lin, quite leisurely of you. Still smoking. Have you read my article? Seen it? What do you think? Decent enough. Lin Zhe chuckled. Chairman Zhang, I'd like to discuss a deal with you. Go ahead. Let Zhou Qing go, and I'll withdraw the article. I'll return half of those 20 million. I didn't say a word. Consider the other half as my travel expenses for running away. Chairman Lin, That 20 million of yours wasn't transferred to you by Zhou Qing. What do you mean? You forged the contract and transferred the funds through Long Yuan Real Estate. Long Yuan Real Estate is registered under Sun Hao's father, and Sun Hao was the one you arranged to be by Zhou Qing's side. The other end of the phone fell silent. Chairman Lin, Zhou Qing was used by you. Mr. Zhang, you're quite good at making things up. I'm not making things up. I had someone pull the business records for Long Yuan Real Estate. One of the shareholders is your college classmate. Lin Zhe remained silent. Mr. Lin, you've been working on this case for over a year. It's been quite tough, instigating Zhou Qing to try and get me out of the way, then using her signature to move the money, and finally framing me. If you really manage to win over Zhou Qing, you'll become the company's new son-in-law. Mr. Zhang, you've looked into it quite thoroughly. I've retracted that article. I'll back down if you give me 20 million. Please spare Zhou Qing. I smiled. Mr. Lin, you still hold on to the past. Mr. Zhang, I don't know if she misses you or not. I had someone look at those 2 photos of you wearing the coat. Zhou Qing dodged that one. The other end of the phone was silent for a long time. Chairman Zhang, it's just that matter between me and Zhou Qingzhen. It was me who kept pursuing her. She never promised me anything. I crushed the cigarette. Mr. Lin, are you saying all this to make me spare your life, or to make Zhou Qing remember your kindness? Lindsay said nothing. Neither of the two goals can be achieved. Chairman Zhang, come back and turn yourself in before tonight, 1 minute late, and I'll make sure you spend the rest of your life abroad. I hang up the phone. At 7 p.m., Lindsay hadn't returned. At 9 p.m., he posted his second article from Hong Kong. This time, it was even more severe. He attached 3 photos. I was with a woman at the hotel entrance. The photo was edited with retouching software, but it looked very real. That woman was my college classmate, a photographer who took a set of portrait photos for me last year. Half an hour after the photo was posted, the topic surged to the top of the trending searches. #chairman of a group cheats #. I look at the phone screen. The doorbell rings. I open the door. My mom was standing at the door. She was holding a rolling pin in her hand. Mom, Zhang Ming, get down on your knees now. 09 as soon as my mom entered the door, she slammed the rolling pin on the table. Kneel down. Mom, Zhang Ming, I'm asking you, is that photo really you? No. If it's not you, how did it spread all over the internet? Mom, it's fake. Fake. My mom plopped down on the sofa. She's 60 years old and has high blood pressure. I quickly poured her a glass of water. Mom, have some water first. What water am I supposed to drink? Mom, where's Zhou Qing? In the bedroom. Call her out. Zhou Qing came out of the bedroom. Her eyes were swollen. Mom, Zhou Qing. Mom, please sit down. Sit down. How can you sit down? My mother stood up. Tell me, is Zhang Ming seeing someone else? Zhou Qing glanced at me. Mom, no, don't you defend him. Mom, Zhang Ming didn't. That photo is fake. Zhou Qing said. I was a bit surprised. My mom was taken aback for a moment. Fake. Someone framed Zhang Ming. Who framed him? Zhou Qing said nothing. Zhou Qing, he's a director at our company. Why frame him? Zhou Qing. Say something. Mom, I spoke up. That director didn't manage to close the deal with Zhou Qing and held a grudge. My mother looked at Zhou Qing, then at me. Really? My mom sat back down on the sofa. She took 2 deep breaths. Then you should clarify quickly. I'm clarifying it. Call the police. I already have. Hold that rolling pin properly. My mom shoved the rolling pin into my hand. What? Take this and go smash that Lin guy's head open. I laughed. Mom, he's in Hong Kong. What's wrong with Hong Kong? Isn't Hong Kong part of China? Mom, please calm down. My mom looked at Zhou Qing. Zhou Qing, tell me the truth. Mom, you're asking, Zhang Ming, these past 5 years, has he been completely under your control? Zhou Qing's face turned pale instantly. Mom, my son is marrying into your family. Mom, please don't say that. I'm the one saying it. My mom slammed the table. 5 years already, and he's still just a nominal chairman. Can't make decisions for the company, and you're the one running things at home. Mom, is my son useless? Mom, Zhang Ming is not a coward. Zhou Qing's tears fell. It's me who let him down. What are you sorry to him for? Zhou Qing, say something. Mom, I interrupted. Let's not talk about this today. Zhang Ming, shut up. My mom put away the rolling pin. I have just one thing to say today. She looked at Zhou Qing. Tomorrow, you and your father go to the notary office to renotarize the matter of your family company's shares. Zhang Ming hasn't taken a single cent from your family in these 5 years. Mom, my son lives on his own salary and in the house he bought himself. Mom, what you said? My mother interrupted me. My son wants a divorce. He can do it any time. Zhou Qing froze completely. Mom, I speak. It's late today. You should go back and rest first. I'm not leaving. Mom, I'm sleeping here tonight. She took a thermos out of her bag and thudded it onto the coffee table. I'll keep watch. 1 a.m. My mom is sleeping in the guest room. I'm in the study. Old Wang called. Mr. Zhang. Lindsay has been caught. Where was he caught? Hong Kong airport. He was trying to transfer to Singapore but was stopped by the police. Mainland authorities have already initiated extradition proceedings. What about those 20 million? The account of Longyuan real estate has already been frozen. Where is Zhao Donghai? He confessed. What did he confess to? He was in it with Lindsay. Lindsay promised him that after it was done, he would give him the chairman position you hold. There's one more thing. Say, Zhao Donghai mentioned it when he was hired. Zhou Qing doesn't know. I held the phone, saying nothing. Mr. Zhang, Old Wang. Yes, say that again. Zhao Donghai said that regarding moving 20 million, Zhou Qing was tricked into signing. Lindsay told her that the money was an advance payment for the Northwest branch, and all the paperwork was in order. Zhou Qing did have an ambiguous relationship with Lindsay, but she didn't know Lindsay was going to harm you. I closed my eyes. There's also this. Zhou Qing owes Suman 800,000. It was from last year when she lost money trading stocks. She didn't tell you because that money came from pawning the necklace. The birthday gift you gave her, as collateral. I opened my eyes. When did this happen? Last October? After the necklace was pawned, she later spent her own money to buy it back, but the principal was gone. She's afraid you'll find out she's been spending money recklessly. I remained silent. Old Wang. Yes, sir. Where did these messages come from? Su Man came to the company to see me herself this afternoon. What did she come for? She said she owes Zhou Qing a favor. She felt she spoke too harshly today. She asked me to tell you that Zhou Qing is stupid, but not a bad person. I hung up the phone. The study was quiet. The rolling pin my mom brought today is on the table. I stared at it for a long time. I walked out of the study, passing through the living room. The bedroom door was slightly ajar. Zhou Qing was sitting on the bed, not asleep. The light was off. She was facing away from the door. The shoulders are trembling slightly. I stand at the doorway. I stand there for a minute. I don't go in. I close the door and return to the study. 10. The next morning, my mother prepared a full breakfast for 4 people, me, my mother, Zhou Qing, and my father-in-law. My father-in-law arrived at 6 in the morning. He was wearing an old jacket and hadn't shaved. Dear-in-law, my mother served him some porridge. Mother-in-law, please eat. The 4 of them sat down, nobody speaking. Ate for 5 minutes. My mom spoke up. Old Zhou, did your daughter pass on what I said last night? She did. What does that mean? Whatever you say, dear-in-law, is what it means. My mother froze for a moment. Mr. Zhou, what's going on? Qing'er made a terrible mistake this time, the father-in-law said, putting down his chopsticks. I haven't disciplined her properly, Dad. Zhou Qing began to speak. Shut up. Zhou Qing looked down. My father-in-law looked at me. Min'er, here, at 10 this morning, the notary office. I'll transfer half of the shares I hold to you. My mother's hand trembled slightly. Old Zhou, you, dear-in-law, please let me finish. Go ahead. Ming has been living with us for 5 years without taking a single penny from our family. That's the truth, but his position as chairman has always been nominal. From today on, he won't be listed anymore. Old Zhou, my mother's eyes turned red. My son, mother-in-law, Ming'er has been pretending these past 5 years. My mom froze. He has been waiting all along. Waiting for what? Wait for Qing'er to make a mistake. My mom looked at me. I didn't say anything. Old Zhou, what do you mean by that? Mother-in-law, I'm not blaming Ming'er. The father-in-law smiled. If I were him, I'd wait too. My daughter's personality has been spoiled since childhood. If she doesn't take a big fall, she'll never realize what kind of person Ming'er really is. Zhou Qing's tears fell into her bowl of porridge. Dad, Qing'er, whether you and Ming'er divorce or not, it's up to you two to decide, but, after transferring these shares today, it has nothing to do with you. Zhou Qing's hand clenched tightly. I understand. Notary office, 10 o'clock sharp. Me, my father-in-law, the lawyer, and the notary. My father-in-law signs the document. 30% of the shares under his name, 15% transferred to me, plus the 5% I originally held nominally. I now have 20% of the shares. The company's second largest shareholder, Zhou Qing, originally had 10%. My father-in-law retains 15%. After signing, my father-in-law patted me on the shoulder. Ming'er, here, from now on, this company is yours to run. Dad, I don't want to be the one calling the shots. I just don't want to be treated like a pushover anymore. My father-in-law laughed. Nobody dared to push you around before. Yeah, they thought they were squeezing something soft, but there was a knife hidden underneath. Ming'er, I brought you in 5 years ago precisely because I saw this quality in you. What quality? You can hide it. I didn't speak. My father-in-law left. I sat alone in the notary office lobby. The phone rings. Unknown number. Hello, Chairman Zhang. It's me, Sun Hao. I turned myself in. Where did you turn yourself in? At the police station. I explained everything about Lin Zhe. Chairman Zhang. Here, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have come to the company. Shouldn't have gotten involved in this. My family. My mom is sick. Lin Zhe gave me 500,000. I thought it was just helping to act out a scene. The reason I fired you at the meeting that day was because Lin Zhe asked me to change my statement the night before. I figured, Chairman Zhang, General Manager Zhou and Lin Zhe, there's really nothing between them. Lin Zhe pursued President Zhou for a year, but President Zhou never agreed to him. I know. Then why did you still, Sun Hao? Here, did you call me because Zhou Qing told you to, or was it your own idea? It was my own. Zhou doesn't know I turned myself in. I'll pay back the money to my mom bit by bit. Goodbye, Chairman Zhang. The call ended. I put the phone into my pocket. In the afternoon, I went to the company. Lao Wang was waiting for me at the entrance. Mr. Zhang, Lin Zhe will be extradited back to the mainland this afternoon. Zhao Donghai is cooperating voluntarily with the investigation in hopes of receiving a lenient sentence. Out of the 20 million, 18 million has been recovered, and Lindsay spent the remaining 2 million. As for public relations, the trending topic has been suppressed. The clarification statement will be released today. Chairman Zhang, here, over on Mr. Zhou's side, Old Wang, President Zhou is suspended for these 2 months, yes. Wait for the audit team's results, then the board will discuss again. Understood. I walked into the elevator. I was alone in the elevator. I pressed the button for the 9th floor, the chairman's office. Just before the elevator doors closed, I saw Old Wang standing in the lobby, bowing deeply to me. At 7 in the evening, I returned home. Zhou Qing was in the living room. She was packing her luggage. A large suitcase lay open. The clothes are half folded. Zhou Qing, where are you going? Go stay with my dad for a while. Husband, I don't not want to be with you. It's just that I feel like I don't have the face to be with you right now. Once I've repaid the 800,000 I owe Su Man, I'll come back. If you don't want me anymore, I won't come back. After saying this, she lowered her head and continued folding clothes. I watched her fold 3 sweaters. Zhou Qing, that necklace. Her hand stopped. I see. She didn't look up. Why didn't you tell me? I was afraid you'd think I'm foolish. I was hoping to surprise you by investing in stocks. Ended up losing it all. That necklace was a gift from you for my 30th birthday. After I bought it back, I hid it away and didn't dare wear it. I open the box and look at it once every day. Husband, there are many things I've done wrong by you. When Lindsay was chasing me, I did waver. I didn't do anything with him, but I did waver. I thought that if I sent you to the Northwest, I could take charge of the company myself. That was my own selfishness. Lindsay didn't force me. I'm sorry. She raised her head. Sorry. I walked over. I closed her suitcase. Zhou Qing, don't go yet. Stay in the guest room. 1 month from now, if you want to leave, I'll take you home. 1 month from now, if you want to stay, we'll talk slowly. She said nothing. She cried. I didn't hug her. I turned and went to the kitchen. I'm hungry. Are you hungry? She was in the living room, silent. After a while, hungry, then let's cook noodles. 11 A month has passed. Spring. This month, the company got back on track. Lindsay was sentenced, 12 years. Zhao Donghai resigned from the board, voluntarily paid compensation, and received lenient treatment. Su Mana's 800,000. Zhou Qing will repay it by working herself. She went to work as a salesperson at a small clothing store opened by my mother. My mother initially did not allow her to go. Later, I told my mom to let her go. My mom glanced at me. You're tormenting her, Mom. I didn't mistreat her. Then what was it? I made her settle down. My mother nodded. Deal. Zhou Qing left home at 7 every morning and returned at 8 in the evening. He was so exhausted when he got back that he would go to sleep right after dinner. We haven't spoken much this month, but we haven't spoken little either. Day 30 evening. When Zhou Qing got off work and came home, I was cooking. Husband, today is payday. How much? 4,200. I kept 2,000 to repay Su Man, and I'll give the remaining 2,200 for household expenses. Is that enough? Enough. She took a stack of cash out of her bag and put it on the dining table. I looked at the stack of money. For the first time, it was the first time she handed me my salary. Zhou Qing, what day is it today? Friday. Which month and day? April 18th. You said today is 1 month. She hesitated for a moment. She looked up at me. Honey, are you going to take me home? I said nothing. I served the rice, 2 bowls, placed them on the table. Eat. She sat down. Her hands were trembling a little. Husband, answer me. Zhou Qing, do you want to leave? I'll see you off if you want to go. I don't want to leave. Let's eat. She picked up her chopsticks. She took a bite of rice. Tears fell into the bowl. She took another bite. Hubby, I'm not leaving. I don't want you to see me off either. I want to start over. I said nothing. I ate. After eating half a bowl, I spoke. Zhou Qing, that necklace. Here, put it on. She froze. She set down her chopsticks. She ran to the bedroom. When she came back, she was holding a velvet box in her hands. She opened it. The necklace was taken out. She was fastening the buttons at the back. She tried 3 times but couldn't get them fastened. I'll help you. I stood up, walked behind her. I take the chain. My hand touches her neck. She shudders. I fastened it for her. The chain rested at her collarbone. I didn't step back. She stood still. Zhou Qing, in the future, for matters like this, talk to me. Losses, gains, foolishness, cleverness, tell me. I haven't asked you for anything in 5 years. Now, I have a demand. From now on, I make all the decisions in this household. Listen to me, are you listening or not? I'm listening, I stepped back, returned to my own chair. Eat, she sat down, she ate, I ate. It got dark outside the window, the kitchen light was on, 2 bowls and 2 pairs of chopsticks on the table, her bowl of rice was almost finished. She looked up. Husband, I'm not going to the shop tomorrow. Why? Your mother said to let me go back to the company. She said that in your chairman's office, the secretary position is still open, she said. Let me go be your secretary. I laughed. Did my mom say that? Yeah, she went to the store to see me today, She asked me to tell you, would you be willing to go? I'll go, the salary is 200, just like you in the shop, enough to repay Sue man, enough for household expenses, keep the rest for yourself. Keep what? Save your secret money. She hesitated for a moment, she smiled, for the first time, this month. She smiled for the first time. Husband, I don't want any secret savings, I'll give you all my money. I don't want it. Why? I have enough money, keep it saved, Zhou Qing, from now on, you'll handle the family's money. She looked up. Me, take care of it, I didn't bother with it before because I didn't want to, now I don't care, I believe you. Her tears flowed again, she lowered her head to eat, she finished eating, she picked up the bowl. I'll go wash the dishes. She walked to the kitchen door, she turned back. Honey, that meeting, the day Sun Hao stood up. You already knew I was going to send you to the Northwest, why didn't you expose me? Zhou Qing, I didn't know about those things that happened to you later. I just thought, if you wanted me to leave, I'd see how far you were willing to go. At that time, I didn't expect you would do so many things. I also didn't expect that it would drag out Lin Zhe's scheme. Zhou Qing, I didn't expose you that day because I wanted to give you a chance to turn back. You turned around, that's enough. She stood at the kitchen doorway, her back to me, her shoulders trembled a few times. She went into the kitchen, the sound of water started. I sat at the table, I looked at the stack of money she had handed me on the table, 200 yuan. The top bill was a 100 yuan note, new. She might have specifically gone to the bank to exchange it on the way. I picked up that stack of money, I put it into the inner pocket of my suit, the pocket close to the chest. I never put anything in there. I'm off today. The sound of water in the kitchen is still there. My mother called. Hello, Mom, have you eaten? I've eaten. Where's Zhou Qing? Doing the dishes. Mom, did you go to the shop to see Zhou Qing today? I did. Did you tell her to come back to the company? I did. Mom, what are you doing? Zhang Ming, Mom has only you as her son in this lifetime. If your wife is truly no good, I'll be the first to tell you to divorce her. I'll keep an eye on her this month. She is down to earth. Mom isn't soft-hearted. Mom can read people. If she's pretending, Mom can tell at a glance. She's not pretending. She truly realizes she was wrong. All right, Mom won't say more. Mom's going to sleep. Good night. Mom. The phone hung up. The sound of water in the kitchen stopped. Zhou Qing came out. She wiped her hands. She saw me sitting at the table. Hubby, you're still not asleep. Waiting for you. Why wait for me? To sleep. She froze for a moment. Where will you sleep? The bedroom. Her hand paused on the towel. Zhou Qing, I've been sleeping on the bed in the study for a month. I've had enough sleep. She didn't speak. The circles under her eyes were red, but she didn't cry. She nodded. She folded the towel. She walked over. She stopped in front of me. Husband, from now on, I'll listen to you, whether it's family matters or company affairs, I'll listen to you, I won't act on my own anymore, I won't hide it from you anymore, neither will I anymore. Zhou Qing, stop talking, living life, She reached out her hand, she took my hand, her hand was warm, just finished washing the dishes. The water was hot, she pulled me up, we walked toward the bedroom, passing by the living room light. She raised her hand and turned off the light. That night, I was lying in bed. I hadn't lain on this bed for a long time. Zhou Qing was beside me. She turned her back to me. She wasn't asleep, neither was I. A long time passed. She turned over. She looked at me. Husband, the day that male assistant stood up and fired you, do you know what I was thinking in my heart at that moment? What? I was thinking, why isn't Sun Hao following the script? I asked him to hand over the job transfer notice, but he handed over the termination notice. My first reaction was panic. My second reaction was wanting to see your face. I want to see what expression you make when you get fired. Husband, I caught a glimpse of your face. You're not flustered, you're holding the teacup. Look at me. That look in your eyes. I knew it back then. Knew what? I'm done. 5 years, and I still don't understand you. Honey, when did you start understanding me? Zhou Qing, the first year, she doesn't speak, a long time. She buried her head into my chest. She was right where the inner pocket of my suit jacket was, where the stack of 2,200 yuan had been. She didn't say a word, I didn't speak either. Outside the window, the sky was almost light. When it was light, I fell asleep. Before falling asleep, I thought of my father-in-law's words. You can keep it hidden, I thought. I don't need to hide it anymore. I've hidden it for 5 years, enough.